morning and good luck, and welcome back to Good Luck with Gino. I'm your host, Gino the Ghost, and you're currently locked into episode 114 of the fastest growing podcast in the world. If you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you hit that like button, save it to your device. Give it a 5-star review. Send it to a loved one or an arch nemesis. And if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, isn't that correct, Gengar? Make sure you tap that like button ever so delicately, but then smash the fuck out of that subscribe button if you haven't already. Grease up that algorithm by leaving a comment because you're an oil man. And get ready for a super fun episode today. I want to start off the show by pointing out I came with it today with the color palette. We got this crazy vintage shirt. I mean, it's an absolute banger. I'll be honest, I don't know where I got it from, but it bangs. And that matches the Pikachu with the special limited edition gold Pit Vipers from Pity. Shout out to the Pitties. And this gold star Pikachu, mint condition. Wow. Whew. We got Pika on Pika right now. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, it's just kind of an all gold 70s affair right now today. I'm really excited to talk about what I'm doing on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I'm launching a never been done before, one of a kind live stream music review show powered by Thousands TV. It's going to be super fun. Basically, I'm going to be live reviewing people's music, which I've done before. And it's going to kind of be, think like Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator for the first phase. I'm going to be reviewing people's music. And before I even tell people what I think about it, people are going to be able to speculate on if I'm going to thumbs up or thumbs down the song to make it to the next round, right? To make it into the tournament. And so people will be able to, I have to say these words very carefully, legally. They will be able to speculate. I think that's a good way to say it. Using it's called rallies, which is built on the platform. They'll be able to rally in favor of yes or no on a song. So you'll be able to see how the market reacts in real time, which is really cool. And then I will either go, or I'll go, and I'll give full feedback on the song. And that makes it to the next round. And then people will also be able to rally and vote for head-to-head in this tournament as we go on to find out who the winner of the show is. And the winner of the show wins a cash prize and a free consultation with me, one-on-one, about their music. And it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited for that. So if you want to submit to be on that show, there's a Nero link. Maybe I'll put the Nero link in the bio here. I'll also be just posting it on my Instagram and on Twitter. You'll be able to submit there. It's free to submit your song. But if you want to guarantee being played on the show, I think it's like $50 to guarantee that you get on the show, because obviously the queue is getting super full. I'm only going to be able to review X amount of songs, you know. So anyway, going to be really fun. I'll be posting more about that on Monday and on Tuesday before the stream. The stream is going to be at 6 p.m. PST. I'll be streaming on Kick. I'll be streaming on Twitter. And I will be streaming to the Thousands TV platform. So going to be fun. Make sure you're there for that. And if not, I do hate you a little bit, right? I like you a little bit less. If you're not there, do you really support me? You know, you got to ask yourself that question. Do you really value music, right? Are you actually a fan of music? Anyway. Okay. Also, ETH is ripping. Crypto is booming, folks. I mean, it's a bad day to be my op, because once again, I arrived even more handsome and wealthy today. Yeah, I woke up today and I was better looking, and my account balance was even higher. And it's just continuing to go higher. We have arrived at alt season. As you know, Bitcoin has been going crazy, but now what happens, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, I said, you'll start to see Bitcoin dominance cool off. It'll kind of start to plateau, and then you'll start seeing the major altcoins rip. That would be your Ethereum, that would be your Solana, and then once those rip, a rising tide raises all ships, and everything else starts to move as well. NFTs, meme coins, other altcoins, et cetera, et cetera. And we're here. And if you notice, my aura slightly elevated today. Well, that's why. I move a little different in a bull market, you know? My humility dissipates just a little bit. And yeah, I kind of puff my chest out a little bit. You know, I've been hitting the gym. So now when I'm puffing my chest out, it's really popping out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, chat. Okay. All right, let's start by talking about the thing that everybody's been fucking talking about, the Coldplay CEO affair situation. If you have internet access, you've seen the Coldplay concert affair video by now. I'm going to play it just in case you haven't. But here's the video.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Yeah, well, they were having an affair. You've seen this, right? You've seen this video. Yeah, you've seen it, of course. Yeah, they were having an affair. And so basically, yeah, if you haven't seen it and you're not watching on YouTube, which you should be, isn't that right, Gengar? It's on the Jumbotron at a Coldplay concert. They're like going around looking at people in the crowd, and there's these two like caked up in like a fucking Titanic pose. And yeah, they were like, oh God, when they saw they were on camera, and Chris Martin jokes like, oh, either they're shy or they're having an affair. Yeah, so pretty much instantly, everybody found out doing their own investigative reporting in the comments section that he was in fact having an affair. And he was the CEO of this company called Astronomer, an AI company. The woman was the head of HR at that company. She was the chief people officer, the CPO, which is a new made-up executive branch position. And so, okay, so this happened a few days ago. Now, I was going to jump to make a video, but I kind of wanted to like marinate on it because everyone's given the same takes. And something about it has not sat right with me. The whole thing, you know, the whole thing, something about the whole thing. Obviously, the clip's funny. Yeah. And there's been a lot of really funny jokes online because, of course, right? But I've been trying to process how to approach it. You know, the first thought that come to mind here is like, oh, these poor people became a meme. You know, there's really we all want to be known for something when we die, right? I think everybody who has any kind of ambition wants to be remembered. And the thing about becoming a meme is it's really the only true way to live in infamy. It's the only way to be eternal is to become a meme and to become a moment like this. Now, the problem is that these people became a meme against their will. They did not choose to do so. And that often happens, right? But something about this just kind of felt like a public execution to me. It felt, do you guys know what dead whale syndrome is? Have you ever heard of dead whale syndrome? Basically, when a whale dies in the ocean, the entire ecosystem shows up and eats off that whale. The entire ecosystem of the ocean munches on that carcass and lives on that carcass until there's nothing left. And that's social media. Oh, God. You see the drama there? I did that on purpose. That's social media. When something like this happens, you know, influencers, news outlets, meme makers, sports teams, shout out to the Mariners, media, they all dive in to salvage everything from this carcass, from his marriage to his career to it became a public feasting on a private wreckage. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, when I say what I'm going to say, I don't want you to think that I'm saying this poor guy. You know, I don't want you to think that I'm giving him an out for having an affair or a scapegoat for doing something terrible to his family and his company. But it's more about the public reaction. It's more about how everybody else moved when this thing happened. You know, there are folks in his wife's comment section on Facebook asking for updates. Other people's lives are not your reality show. Go watch Love Island. There are people that get paid to do that. You know, there are showrunners. There are reality shows, and there are people that also stream 24/7 and put out their own content. Those people are asking to be reacted to. It's a lot of what I do on this show, right? But what the thing about this that stuck to me, that's I think looming over my head, the Jumbotron is a metaphor. The Jumbotron at the Coldplay. We're all at the Coldplay concert. Life is a Coldplay concert. And we're all in attendance. And the Jumbotron, at any moment, any of us could be put up there on that Jumbotron. Social media has become the panopticon. And we're all just willingly pointing the camera in the direction and reacting to when somebody gets put up on that Jumbotron. We're living in a world where anyone can end up as content, as clickbait, as the next viral shame moment. Shame, shame. You know, where any Joe Schmo user can put on their fucking superhero outfit and cosplay as internet vigilante, set out to destroy a stranger's life without context. That's the power and ugliness of digital vigilantism, where like we all become the judge, jury, and executioner purely for our own engagement. The person doesn't matter anymore. You know, it's this projection of our own moral compass that we need to put out to the world to let everybody know, well, I would never do. Well, here's my take on this. You know, and it's extremely dangerous. That when that video first went viral, it started as this like, that's funny, that's fun. But then you go in the comments and it's like, this is Andy Byron. He's married with 2 kids. And this is what, and it's just like, how did you find that? It's like people like, oh, well, now I got to get on the hunt. Let me get on LinkedIn. You know? And it's extremely dangerous. Obviously, having an affair is wrong. Having a public affair as a CEO with the HR woman is extremely fucking stupid. Yeah. You know, but it should alarm you that privacy in public no longer exists. Public moments are now public property. You could be on a date, breaking up, cheating, crying, grieving, dancing, having a good time, minding your own fucking business, and some dumb fuck will film you and put it up on the internet. And then everybody else feasts on you. You know? And, you know, everyone's defense of this is like, well, he's at a public thing. It's a concert. Like, you got put on the... And again, the Jumbotron is a metaphor. I think this has kind of been a moment of like... It's a culmination of everything that how we've crafted the internet. It's turning into live stream CCTV. It feels like we are volunteering strangers as tribute to Big Brother. And to me, again, this Coldplay incident is not about the affair or how funny the video is or how funny the memes are. It's about how fast we feed on each other and what it says about us voluntarily giving away our own privacy and freedom without even realizing it. You know? And just remember, every time something like this happens and you go to make a video about it, that could be you on that Jumbotron. You know? So, yeah, munch on that. And that's how we're kicking off the episode. It's a weighted one. Heavy. Huh? You can feel that. It's pulpable, isn't it? Let me take a sip of some unbranded water, and we're just getting started. Not the take you thought I was going to have on that, is it? You came for the jokes, didn't you? But sometimes we got to get real introspective. Sometimes we gotta zoom out. But don't worry, the jokes are coming. For this next segment, look, I'm not going to do it because it does get a little political. And when it comes to me, I don't like to get political, right? We like to keep it right down the middle here on the Good Luck Show. But you know who does like to get political? My good friend Gino Borri, the head correspondent over at GNN, the most trusted source in news. Welcome to GNN, your leading source of news, politics, sports, and this week, love letters. And now your host, Gino Borri. Good afternoon. I'm your host, Gino Borri, and this is the news. Are you guys still talking about this Epstein guy? Are you guys still talking about Epstein? Still, dude, get a hobby, because, the mainstream media keeps bringing up all this annoying Epstein stuff about Trump, all this redundant, just ridiculous things. The latest thing, it's just so silly. Ghislaine Maxwell apparently prepared a birthday album for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. And the Wall Street Journal, word started to get out that they were about to publish a pretty damning piece of information about Trump's connection to Epstein. And apparently it was so damning that Trump threatened to sue the Wall Street Journal if they didn't kill the story. Well, they published it. And what did we find? Well, we found a extremely unsettling handwritten note from Donald Trump to Epstein with a doodle of a naked woman on it. And here is the note that Donald Trump wrote. There must be more to life than having everything, the note began. Donald says, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey said, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Donald says, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Oh! Oh, boy. May every day be another wonderful secret. I mean, it sounds like a line out of a Disney princess movie. This may be a quote from the new Snow White movie coming out. I mean, I'm sorry, but may every day be another wonderful secret is the most hilarious, guilty thing he could have ever written. He could have written, thanks for all the underage girls, best. And it would be less incriminating than may every day be another wonderful secret. What a fanciful, mischievous sentence. I mean, this is like, dude, what is this letter? This reads like a bizarre 50 Shades of pedo fantasy. It's also extremely homoerotic. There's a lot more other stuff in here. It's wonderful to have a pal. Dude, a handwritten birthday note. I've only ever handwritten birthday cards for family members and girlfriends. And I've never used my signature as the pubic hair of a naked stick figure woman before, as Donald did in this piece. Dude, imagine still thinking that Trump is not on that list. Bro wrote a sonnet about mutual secrets with this child sex trafficker. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Dude. Jeffrey. He used his full government name. Yeah, some people call him Jeff, but, you know, I call him Jeffrey. This guy tried to downplay his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. He was writing him handwritten birthday love notes. It's poetry. Enigmas never age. Like, dude, what? Enigmas never age. I'm sorry, man, but like, yeah. As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Have these two kissed before? You gotta wonder if they've shared a smooch or two. I've never written to my bro, enigmas never age. I mean, this is beautiful. This is intimate. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. I can't tell if this is like them sharing their bond over fucking 15-year-old girls or each other. I genuinely cannot figure. Maybe there's more to this than we ever imagined. So yeah, that's fucking insane. So okay. Now all the right-wing talking heads are slowly realizing that their cult leader is indeed a kitty fondler, and they're hitting a full 180 and backpedaling their support. Let's roll some of the clips here from some of my favorites. A good one to start with is Nick Fuentes, who's just a Nazi, but he's been a big pro-Trump guy. He was a January 6ther. He's kind of started to pull back from Trump, but again, just because he's a Nazi, mainly, and because Donald Trump isn't like Sieg Heil enough for him. Here it is.
And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support. You're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are. You are, and honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam.
Oh.
When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were.
Delicious. Tastes better than I thought. Being so right. And it's, you know, it's not just Nick Fuentes. It's I mean, these guys are starting to, wait a minute. I didn't vote for this. Here's another fun one from Andrew Schultz. Now, I want to be clear. There's a lot of people who are Andrew Schultz haters. I don't hate Andrew. I got nothing against Andrew Schultz. But, you know, he was a big reason that a lot of people voted for Trump. He voted for Trump. He, you know, he just, this clip has been making the rounds from a couple days ago.
You see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for. Yeah. I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that, which I kind of like. But he's like, oh, well, we kind of need the people working in restaurants, and we need our farmers. It's like everything that he said that he was going to do that he campaigned
well, he said
really
to
hard
us, which was important, and I thought it was good. You pressed him on it. Well, you got to start with the criminals in terms of deporting.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the criminals are getting sent back. I know there's a lot of people with green cards getting sent back. There's people who aren't criminals getting sent back. I don't know if you're sending back the criminals first. You're definitely not doing it first. I don't know if you're sending them back at all. So nothing has happened.
And you were
more optimistic than I was because I judge him by his first 4, and it was Mr. Drain the Swamp, Mr. Build the Wall, Mr. Like, he didn't do a lot of the stuff he promised in the first 4, so why would anything
I
be
did
different?
not-
I already expect politicians to not do most of the shit they say.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah. You know, it's hilarious watching MAGA have their first conscious thought in years. Like Bucky from Captain America being snapped out of his brainwashing, you know? I've been bamboozled. The liar that I voted for lied to me. Maybe I am in a cult. Maybe they were right. Maybe all the fact-based things that people have been saying were factual. And maybe the guy who does nothing but lie, who's constantly debunked for lying, was lying to me, and you fell for it. And sorry if I'm not gonna just, it's okay. You didn't know any better. You did! I didn't vote for any of this. You did, though. But you did, though. I didn't vote for this, but you did, though. But you did vote for this. It was all laid out there, right in front of you. They published the whole plan for you. The whole thing was written in plain English. He said it. He said all the stuff. All the things he said he was going to do. I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote for all the things that he's doing. You did. You did vote for it. And you know what? You also voted for the things he lied about. Because you knew it. We told you. We told you all of this stuff was going to happen. I didn't vote for this Epstein connection. Brother, you did. They've been linked for decades together. There were tapes released. He's in the flight logs. They were besties. He introduced him to his wife on the plane. It was all there, but you were just so excited you could say retarded and be racist again that you ignored it. Or you really fell for it. A combination of both. And so to my friends in the MAGA movement, I want to be clear. No, I don't forgive you. Because as a friend of mine once said, I'm going to butcher this quote. I'm not even going to say the quote because I'm going to butcher it and it would do it injustice. I think it was something to the effect of you were stupid in a way that affected the outcome of the country. I'm fucking it up. Don't worry about it. The point is, I don't forgive you. However, I don't really care. You know, I don't hate you for it. Okay? I don't hate you. But I'm not going to forgive you. And I'm not going to let you backtrack it. I'm not going to let you 180 this and become a victim. Okay? I'm going to bust your balls for it. I'm going to take my victory laps, plural. Okay? I'm not going to forgive you for it. But it's okay, you know? As long as you have your come to Jesus moment. And I want you to reflect on it. I don't want you to just have your come to Jesus moment. I think it's important that you reflect. I want you to think, and not everybody is this, but there are a lot of people who have made their entire personality MAGA. And now that they're realizing this entire fucking thing was a scam in real time. And again, hilarious that it took the Epstein thing and not all the other insane shit like concentration camps. But I want you to reflect and ask yourself, who were you before this became your entire personality? How did you get here? how did you anamorph into this thing before the vitriol, before the grift? Guys like the Hodge twins, or, you know, that guy who hangs out with Stitches with the fucking horrible goatee that like has the MAGA truck and the MAGA hat. Like, how did you get here? And, you know, much like somebody who fell into the trap of Scientology or other cults, what's the road to recovery going to look like? You know, because because Donald Trump is right now imploding, okay? And one thing about egomaniacs is that when this kind of thing happens and shit hits the fan, they don't know how to move. And once you've seen Oz behind the mask, once you pull back the curtain on Oz and you see what he looks like, it's really hard to kind of keep the charade going. Like just today, Donald Trump's like going on this whole thing about the Washington Commanders, the football team. He tweeted this on Truth Social. The Washington whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. There's a big clamoring for this. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians. Our great Indian people want this to happen. Their heritage and prestige is being taken away from them. We are a country of passion and common sense. Owners, get it done. And then today, doubling down. My statement on the Washington Redskins is totally blown up, but in a very positive way. I may put a restriction on them if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders. I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington. The team would be much more valuable and the deal would be more exciting for everyone. Cleveland should do the same with the Indians. The owner of the Cleveland baseball team, Matt Dolan, who is very political, has lost 3 elections in a row because of the name change. Indians are being treated very unfairly. Make Indians great again. MEGA. I mean, this is such an obvious attempt to distract his base from the Epstein files. Hey guys, look! Racism! You like this, right? You love this song. You want to bring back a slur? That's always fun, right? Come on, guys. Let's bring back a slur. Brother, they're not falling for it anymore. I mean, some will because they have 3 to 4 brain cells, but most people who blindly followed you, they've snapped out of it. And I don't know if you can put the toothpaste back in the tube, buddy. I don't know if you can put the Epstein back in the cell. I don't know if you can put the enigma back in the birthday card. You know, I don't know if you can put the wonderful secret back in the doodle of the naked woman. Anyway, speaking of slurs, let's get into the FOH HOF, yeah? It's time for a fun, action-packed episode of the Fuck Outta Here Hall of Fame. The first one, brought to us by an alleged comedian from the Republican Party. I'm going to take a sip of this unbranded water. What's this fucking guy's name? Greg Gutfeld, I think is his name. Anyway, this is the guy that, like, everybody says is apparently the funniest person in Republican media. He was on Fox, and he said this the other day.
This is why the criticism doesn't matter to us when you call us Nazis. Nazi this, Nazi that. You know, I'm beginning to think they don't like us. You know what? I've said this before. We need to learn from the blacks. The way they were able to remove the power from the N-word by using it. So from now on, it's, what up, my Nazi? Hey, what up, my Nazi? Oh my hey, what's hanging, my Nazi?
Nazi, please.
Thank God you did a hard eye there. What does it tell you, though?
Yeah, that'll show the libs. Start calling each other Nazis and really owning the word. Yeah. Yeah. Take back the power of the word Nazi from those pesky anti-Nazi oppressors. Yeah. This strategy worked out great for Kanye. This, you know, when this video scattered across my desk, I think I think we should watch it one more time. We need to really all understand how insane this video is, I think.
This is why the criticism doesn't matter to us when you call us Nazis, Nazi this, Nazi that. You know, I'm beginning to think they don't like us. You know what? I've said this before. We need to learn from the blacks. The way they were able to remove the power from the N-word by using it. So from now on, it's what up, my Nazi? Hey, what up, my Nazi? Oh my hey, what's hanging, my Nazi?
Nazi, please.
Thank God you did a hard eye there. What is it?
You know, a video like this used to end somebody's career back in my day, but instead, he's going to probably end up with the cabinet position. First of all, he said the blacks with a hard R. I've never heard somebody say that so racistly. That is what happened to this place, huh? My grandfather was in World War II. You know, he didn't fight in World War II, but he was in the army. And I just can't imagine him looking at this. Like, this is on a major show on Fox. And we're just like, what's up, my Nazi? The analogy is terrible. Comparing a slur rooted in 4 centuries of oppression and slavery with a genocidal death cult is so profoundly stupid and daft. But the most offensive part of this video isn't the racism or the false equivalency or the not so subtle undertones of the Great Replacement theory or him saying the blacks. It's the attempt at humor. What's offensive to me is that people on the right think this guy's funny. What's offensive to me is that people have told me, somebody with an impeccable sense of humor, that this guy's funny. This is so deeply unfunny that as a white Christian male with blue eyes and a European bloodline, I'm offended. It's so bad. And the hard eye joke? Kill yourself. Hey, Gutfeld, go ahead. Because you wrote that. You scripted that joke. You thought it was going to fucking kill, dude. The joke sucked. And you called yourself a Nazi. Yeah, I mean, people calling me the Nazi. I'm just going to start calling myself a Nazi. Dude, great idea. You should do that. Yeah, dude, you should run with that for sure. It's too bad I'm not racist and value my character and dignity because once again, I would instantly become the funniest person in the Republican Party. I would be the funniest pundit on the right. I could walk into Fox today and just have my own show. I could do it, you know? Anyway, all right, well, let's move on. This one's fucking hilarious. I don't mean to pick on, sometimes episodes, it seems like I'm picking on the right, you know? And this is just one of those episodes. It's not intentional. Yeah, I hate everybody, you know? But the next, I just couldn't resist this video.
So this is something I don't understand. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but you know, you got all these people who believe in evolution. They don't believe in God. They believe everything evolved to what it is today. You know, all the animals, humans, trees, I mean, everything. Okay, well, I got a question for you. So I got a dryer in my house that I use for laundry, dry my clothes. It's about 30 years old. So you're telling me if it sits there for 10,000 years, nobody touches it or nothing, that it's just going to evolve to it's going to start folding my clothes for me when it's done drying? No. That's how stupid it sounds. You know, people don't think. That's just a little example.
Wait, you mean to tell me dryers didn't evolve from toasters? Because I thought dryers started as tadpoles in the ocean and then crawled out and evolved into hair dryers and then eventually fully grown appliances. But you mean to tell me I mean speechless? What? We did it, guys. We found it. The stupidest thing anybody's ever said on the internet. I think this is it. I just need to watch this one more time.
So this is something I don't understand. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but you know, you got all these people who believe in evolution. They don't believe in God. They believe everything evolved to what it is today. You know, all the animals, humans, trees. I mean,
He sounds like a fully evolved Matthew McConaughey, by the way.
everything. Okay, well, I got a question for you. So I got a dryer in my house that I use for laundry, dry my clothes. It's about 30 years old. So you're telling me if it sits there for 10,000 years, nobody touches it or nothing, that it's just going to evolve to it's going to start folding my clothes for me?
No! We're not telling you that. No one's telling you that.
When it's done drying. No. That's how stupid it sounds.
That is how stupid it sounds. You're right. You came up with this. That's not how it works. If you leave your Ford Raptor in the driveway for 10,000 years, it doesn't evolve into a Ford Bronco. For evolution to work, your dryer needs to be capable of genetic mutation and reproduction. Your dryer has genes in it. It doesn't have genes. Not those kind of genes. Unless your dryer is having sex with the washing machine and birthing little dryer babies out of the spin cycle, no, it will not evolve because it's not alive. Your dryer isn't going to evolve because it's a dryer. You just know this guy would have a problem mixing the whites and the colors. You know? Electrical appliances can't reproduce. Therefore, evolution is a lie. Great one, dude. You know? To be fair, Whirlpool could probably 10x sales if they built their dryers and washing machines to procreate. So this guy might be onto something. Quick, somebody give him a cabinet position in STEM. I mean, Jesus Christ. Again, these people vote, and their vote does count as much as yours. And also they have children. These people do, and you know, that's a concerning thing about evolution, is that these people do procreate and have children. And that's probably why the human species is devolving. So, anyway, let's just do one more video here. Here's a gem from Podcast Bro World. Here we go. Where is it? Here we go.
Like, the freakier you are, the higher chance of you being successful. Yeah, I've heard stories about Elon, I've heard stories about Trump, I've heard stories about the majorly successful people, brother. This is coming from a freak myself. I can tell you at the highest level, even in dropshipping, bro, even in e-com, I meet some of these other top e-com guys, these other top info guys. I can't say names, bro. These motherfuckers are freaks, bro. Freaky as you can get, man. The only correlation between success and personality trait that I've seen up until this day is your freakiness, bro. Hands down.
Yeah. How do you know? How do you know how freaky they are? Were you drop shipping each other? The only correlation between success and personality is being freaky? Look, I know many men that have fucked up a bag by being uncontrollably horny, and so I just don't quite know how accurate this is. The freakier you are, the higher chance of success. I mean, I've been fighting an uphill battle my whole life, apparently. You know, because I'm just regular freaky. You know, I'm a little freaky, but apparently you have to be a full-blown sexual deviant to reach that next level. I mean, what type of freak-off propaganda is this? Diddy gets out and all of a sudden the podcast bros are pushing big baby oil content? Not a coincidence. We need to investigate Johnson & Johnson. These guys are drop shipping baby oil. And as an oil man myself, I'm an oil man. I'm an oil man, and this is my son, HW. We've been drop shipping baby oil, and because I'm a freak. Somebody got to match my freak. Bro thinks that being horny means you're motivated. You know, I've heard stories about Trump. Yeah, dude, we all have. We've all heard stories about Trump. This past week, especially. Red pill. It's so funny now. Like, the red pill content creation train is coming full circle. These guys realize Trump is in the Epstein files and they're trying to spin it into a good thing. Epstein Island? Yeah, dude, it's called networking. Oh, what? You've never been on a private jet before? Why ride the bus when you can fly Epstein's jet? This fucking guy, you know? This is coming from a freak myself. Brother, this is not going to help you pull. Okay? Like, no woman watching this is going to be like, wow, this guy's wealthy, a drop shipper, and he's a freak. I got to tap into that link in bio. Okay. That's going to do it for this week. Thank you for tuning into the Good Luck Show. It's been a fun episode. Next week's going to be another fun episode. You know, we just do this every week, baby. A reminder, make sure you tune into my stream on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be super, super fun. You'll learn a lot about music. We're going to listen to dope music. We're going to listen to bad music. I'm going to make fun of that bad music, but constructively, and we're all going to have fun. So tune into that stream. We'll be at live on Kick, live on X, and live on the Thousands TV platform. And yeah, I want to thank you if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Hit that like button, save it to your device, subscribe to the show, give it a 5-star review, send it to a loved one or an arch nemesis. If you're watching on YouTube, as you should be, make sure you flick that like button, and then go ahead and take that enigma that is the subscribe button, and tell all your deepest secrets, because we have a lot in common. Me and you, that subscribe button. And then you're going to grease up that algorithm with some of that baby oil that you got from being a freak and a successful entrepreneur, dropshipping businessman. And you're going to grease up that comment section. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. As the world continues to just crumble beneath our feet, I want to thank you, and I want to leave you with this. A, thank you, Beyonce. And B, may every day be another wonderful secret And as the world continues to crumble beneath our feet, good luck, good night. And I fucked up the outro, and that's okay, because sometimes we make mistakes on this show. But, you know, may every day be another. All right, fuck it. Play it. Play the outro.
Everybody listen close. There's a brand new show.
Just shut up and dance. Huh? What's it called, Pikachu? With who?
Gino.
That's me.
It's